Hello everyone, welcome to JIGS TV, weekly Go news. As always, we start from the international Go scene, and this week we have a big thing happening, semi-finals of the ING Cup. So ING Cup is the most prestigious international tournament. It is held once per 4 years, and there is a very big prize money. This time, due to pandemic, the first 3 rounds were held on internet and they were played in September. And now the semi-finals are also being played in the internet. And who managed to get into the semi-finals? The first semi-final is played between Ichiriki Ryo and Sieka, and the second between Shinjin So, the highest rated player in the world, and Zhao Chenyu. I think everyone is happy to see faces from many countries in these finals, unlike the M-Lily Cup, which I was reporting about. That one got dominated by the Chinese players, and here each of the players had to beat strong opponents before reaching the final round. For example, Sieka beat Kedzie in the third round. And by the way, in the first round, he played Ali Jabari and also managed to win. For Shinjin So, it is a really Chinese tournament because he played 3 Chinese 9-dan players so far. And for Zhao Chenyu, it's the other way around. He played with players from many different nationalities. Lalien from America, Park Jung-hwan, number 2 from Korea, and Xu Haohong, our friend from Taiwan. We reported a lot about his successes in the Taiwanese Go scene. And so far in the semi-finals, Shinjin So and Sieka are both leading 1-0, but these are best of 3. And the next games will take place this week. So follow them. There will be a lot of stuff to watch. In Japan, there was a very nice game in the Oza preliminary tournament, which I want to show you. This was a game between Chochi-kun, an old star, the legend of Japanese Go. By the way, Chochi-kun is a player from Korea, but he is a Japanese professional. And his opponent was Seki Kotaro, 3-dan professional, who is the current title holder of Shijin O. This is a tournament for the new stars, and before this tournament was won by Iyama Yuta, Murakawa Daisuke, Ichiriki Ryo, Shibano Toramaru, and many others. In this game, from the very beginning, Chochi-kun was showing his style. So what is the style of Chochi-kun? First, in the opening, play very calm, very solid. You can see here the young player is trying to go into the complicated Joseki, but Chochi-kun just calmly plays on the other side and then doesn't go into any complications, just 2 space extend. So Seki Kotaro might be satisfied with the nice shape he got on the lower side, but Chochi-kun doesn't care. Still, first he cares about getting strong shapes, strong groups. What is the next move of white? When I was watching this game, I really expected something in the lower left quarter of the board, but Chochi-kun just makes sure the group on the right is strong, and after black approaches, again, 1 space extension. So you can see that so far white played all his moves on the 3rd line. Later, Chochi-kun made another point profit on the top, and black got an influence. And you might think that, oh, Chochi-kun's style is so slow, but he knows what he is doing because he's making sure all his groups are solid, and then he starts an attack. So now he invaded, and very easily he made life. All right, black got another influence, another wall. But how to use it if all white groups are solid? Later, black again tried to do something on the lower side, but then Chochikun invades for the next time. And the game was very calm. There were fights, but nothing very fierce. But Chochikun all the time was watching at the edges in the opponent's areas, and you see that here already the end game started. But Chochikun is looking at the stones on the lower side, and he activates them. And apparently, when you analyze this game with the AI says it was a very even game, but rather good for black. But in this fight, finally Chochikun got the upper hand. Finally, some complications started, and after many fights on the lower side and on the left side, black gained something here, but black also lost something. In the end, the game was very, very long. It had 395 moves. So I don't know. Maybe it's not the record, but it doesn't happen so often. And you can see on the photo that when they counted points, Seki Kotaro had minus 18 points and Chochikun had minus 21 points plus Komi. So in the end, Chochikun won by 3.5. Amazing game. In China, there was the final of Chuzhou Lanke Cup. This is the richest Chinese tournament. There is a prize pool of 1 million yuan, and half of it goes to the winner. This tournament is held every second year, and no one ever won it more than once, which shows that in China there are many professional players on the top with a similar level. This year, the final match was Xu Jiayang versus Yang Bingqing, and this is not this game, I'm sorry, this is the game of Chochikun, but let's now look at the game of the Chinese players. Wait, this I wanted to show. The game started with this super nice move of black, a dynamic opening. Black has some thickness, some framework on the lower side, and later black was also making a framework on the upper side. I am not managing to go to the point I want. Yes, so black had two frameworks, but it's not easy to keep them when all white shapes are strong. Alright, maybe the left side is not completely solid yet, but otherwise white is rather solid, so white can invade pretty freely. And first white invaded the lower side. Later, white also managed to invade the top side and live there. So after that, black thought, okay, he needs to start something. And black attached, looking for some complications. In the end, it finished with a strange capturing race between white and black group, which was left alone like this by the players for some time. And in the end, it finished as a ko, which was won by black. So in the end, black managed to capture this wall of white. But meanwhile, white also gained some profit somewhere else on the board, and white won. So congratulations to Xu Jiayang for winning that big tournament. In Korea, in the Korean Baduk League, there was the clash of double Shin, as I told you 1 week ago. Number 1 and number 3 in Korea are Shin Jin-so and Shin Min-jun, and they are both young players. Last year, Shin Jin-so lost only 4 games against Korean players, and 2 of them were against Shin Min-jun. So this time everyone expected a very interesting game, and everyone wanted to see how Shin Min-jun can manage. However, this game was not that good for Shin Min-jun in the end. So again, this was the game. And also, I forgot to say, if you look at the previous photo for a moment, you can see that Shin Jin-so is wearing a jacket of his team. It is written Celtrion, and this is the name of the team Shin Jin-so is playing for. So how did this game go? It started with a little fight on the. It is not this game. I'm sorry. It started with a little fight on the bottom, and then on the left. And White was trying to destroy Black's shape. However, Black played in a very flexible way. Black didn't connect this core, being afraid that White can start a complicated fight. Black just connected. White took the core, but Black had a big threat and took the core back. And White didn't find a good way to fight this core, so White just made sure there are no more threats on the bottom. However, then the group of White in the corner was a bit thin, and also the groups of Black were not really in trouble because the cutting stones of White were also not strong. White tried to fight, but this was an overplay. Later, Black found a nice combination in the corner. It went like this, and you might wonder, what is the status of the corner? Isn't White alive here? So yes, White is alive, however, Black can still profit. Later in the game, Black played this annoying move at h1. White decided he needs to protect the corner, and Black just connected back the stones on the lower side. So in the end, the game really didn't go well for White, and at move 143, White just resigned. So this was a win of Shin Jin-so and also a win of his team. Shin Jin-so's team won 5-0, and this is the half mark, or like exactly the half of the Korean Baduk League. In the Korean Baduk League, there are 8 teams participating, and they are playing each against each 2 times. So for now, they played once, each team against each, and so far the team of Shin Jin-so is leading, but there are 2 more teams also with 5 won matches. So the team of Shin Min-jun, for example, is the 3rd, the team of Kim Ji-sok is the 2nd, and we will see what happens in the 2nd stage of that league. There is also another news from Korea's Sim Jae-ik, for non-professional, is apparently a new star. He's showing a great performance recently. Like lately, he has won 22 games in a row. And since September 2020, he has won 40 games and lost only 3. Also in the Korean Baduk League, he is showing good results. Among others, he beat Ho Young-ho and Che Chol-han. If you remember the last week news, these 2 gentlemen, Ho Young-ho and Che Chol-han, are really experienced Korean players. They played in the previous round of the Korean Baduk League, and now Sim Jae-ik is kind of showing that he can also compete with them. News from Europe. So first of all, the big tournament started, European Grand Prix final. As you may know, there is a European Grand Prix being held throughout the period of a year. Some of the international tournaments are counted to the Grand Prix, and you can collect points if you take the top places in them. And then the top players, the players who collected the most points, are invited to the Grand Prix final. This is a tournament for 16 players, and on Friday we had a drawing of groups. There were 4 pots, and 4 groups of 4 players were formed. This tournament unfortunately cannot take place face to face, so it is being played online. The drawing was also online on Google Meetings, or how is it called? And so far, only one round was played, because there is one round per 3 days. From each group, 2 players will qualify to the knockout stage, to the finals. And in the first group, I mean in Group A, there is Ilya Shikshin, me, Anton Ciernych, and Nikola Mitic. And then the winners will play winners, the losers will play losers, and then the third game will also be played to decide who goes out of the league. I am sorry. I wanted to say also about the Group B. It is Artem Kachanowski, Alexander Dinerstein, Tongile Calvet, and Pavel Lis. This is a group with 4 professional players. So this is really a group of death. Today, the game of Artem versus Tanguy has just finished. Artem won by 1.5. And the game of Alexander versus Pavel is being played right now. So after you finish to watch the news, go there and check out that game. The third group doesn't have professional players, but it has top amateur players, and also it will be very difficult for each of the participants to make sure they are the one who goes to the knockout stage. So far, Łukasz Podpera and Benjamin Drean-Guenezia won their games against Oscar Vasquez and Dusan Mitic. And meanwhile, in the Group D, Ali Jabarin has played Andriy Kravets, so 2 professionals have played each other. Andriy won, and Viktor Lin managed to beat Jan Shimara. The next games will be played also this week, so probably on the next Monday, JIGS TV Go News, I can already report about all the results, or maybe the last games will be played that time. You can watch the games on the online Go.com OGS Go server. This is the same as with the European Championship. Also the games were played on the OGS. And even though this big tournament has started, the other tournament, just for the professionals, is not stopping. It is still going on. Still, each weekend there are 2 games of the European Professional League. At the moment, Ilya Shikshin had not only won all his matches, but also he didn't lose a single game. So all his matches he won 2-0. So right now, the only player who can try to compete with Ilya for the first place is Tongile Calvet, who has won 3 matches so far. But this is not all. The league stage is not everything in that European Pro League, because then there is the semi-final between places number 2 and 3, and then the final between place number 1 and the winner of the semi-final. All right, so these are the news from Europe, and now we go to the next part of our JIGS TV, which is the interviews. First of all, we have an interview with the Secretary of the European Go Federation, Lorenz Trippel. So let's listen what news are there in the federation, in the European Go world.
Hello everybody, today we are talking to Lorenz Trippel. He is the secretary of the EGF board, and he wants to tell us what happened in the last EGF meeting. So please, Lorenz, please tell us what happened.
Hi, Manja. Yeah, what happened? Not so much. We talked a lot about the upcoming election for the Iwamoto Europe Foundation, the IEF. This is a foundation which comes out of the European Go Cultural Center, which was sold last year, and now they take a part of that money which they got from this cell of this building and put it in a foundation. And this foundation is forming now. There will be 3 Japanese Go people in this foundation and 3 European Go players. And now we are looking for 2 members of this foundation, and we will decide this in 2 weeks, and people can still apply for it like 1 week maybe. Then we will see who will manage this foundation, and it will be quite a big thing. They have over 1 million euro, and they plan to distribute this money during the next 25 years. This was one thing we talked about, and another thing, of course, is always the tournaments we are organizing. Just yesterday or today, I think, no, it's today, started the Grand Prix finale, and there are like 16 players in that tournament. What else is important? I mean, the COVID situation is, we know, very difficult all over Europe. We had many tournaments cancelled, and we had to postpone again almost everything what's happening in the first quarter of the 2021. So the European Youth Championship won't happen in spring this year. It will happen in autumn. And we just hope that in autumn the situation will be good again. So it will be in Prague. And I think the date is somewhere after the Congress, like late in August. And for the other tournaments, it's the same situation. Like the ski camp in Vojony near Grenoble got cancelled just yesterday. And we'll see how this all will develop. And I think that's about it. I mean, for me personally, what's the big task is the update of the rating algorithm for the European Go database. I'm just working on it right now. Actually, I wanted to publish it 1st January, but I couldn't really manage, and I hope we can do it next week.
Okay, so thank you very much for the update, Lorenz, and
so I guess that's about it.
To speak you again in next month. So thank you very much for the update, and speak you next month again.
Okay. See you next time.
Thank you, Lorenz, for the update about the EGF, also about the European Go Cultural Center. I think we will all miss that building. I remember tournaments in that building. I participated, and by the way, I also heard that the EGCC is selling the luxurious sets, Go sets they had at that place, and members of the EGF can buy them, the Kaya boards and Katsura boards. All right, and the next interview today we have with the Russian vice champion Vyacheslav Kaimin. So let's listen about his Go projects.
Welcome everybody. Today we are talking to a pretty famous Russian guy. He is also very young. His name is Vyacheslav. Actually, I can't really speak the name, so I call him Slava, as most of the people do, and Slava Kaimin. Hello, Slava.
Hello, everybody, and Manya
so
especially.
Maybe you can tell us a little bit about yourself first of all. So how old are you now?
I'm 20.
You are 20 now, and you are studying mathematics, as far as I remember?
I study mathematics and IT mostly.
Yeah, and he started actually very young because he finished school a little earlier, so he was a kind of genius. And he is not only a genius in real life, he is actually also a genius in Go. And you are one of the strongest players in Russia, which is actually quite something. So congratulations for that, first of all.
Thank you. I think I got 5 done when I was 16, and 6 done is more recent.
And today we don't want to talk about him actually too much. oh, maybe it is about him, but about his projects. He's doing a lot of different projects, actually. Already quite some time ago, he started a YouTube channel. We show you the link in a second. And in that YouTube channel, he also gave a lot of news. But nowadays, it actually started to convert a little bit. So maybe can you tell a little what happened in the YouTube channel you have?
Yeah, I can tell a story. Back in 2017, I guess, in VK, was posted one video about Go and the rules of Go. It was a really bad video. It was wrong many times, and the problem was that it was posted on a channel with 7 million subscribers, and we got really annoyed by that. And as a joke, I wrote a comment that like how to correct it, and suggested an idea of making our own YouTube channel, get
That is
7
how
million
it
subscribers,
started.
and
Okay,
make
I
a
see.
correct video
And
about
do
the
you have
rules of
7
Go.
million subscribers now?
No, I don't even have 300 yet.
But actually, the people I know, quite a lot of them love your channel and they go there. A lot is in Russian, but there are English subtitles, so it's worth to see that for sure. And I heard that you also have a teaching group of kids. They are called Chukovsky kids.
Oh, yeah, I'm from Zhukovsky. It's not a big city in Moscow region, maybe 150,000 people. Just
Oh,
it's
that's like
not
Jena.
a lot, I
Cool.
guess.
Okay. And how many Go players do you have there? Let's see.
I think maybe 20, 25.
I know that you have a whole Go family, Papa, Mama, sister, everybody plays Go. So this is already 4 people, but there are more and you are teaching them like every week, or how do you do?
Even more, maybe 2 or 3 times per week.
And actually, then I heard that you have
Yeah.
another project. Actually, it started already many years ago, but I loved it when I saw it. You invented some go-karts, and I really loved that. And maybe you can show the go-karts. I really love them.
Yeah,
And
sure.
maybe you can show them a little longer because I can explain that a bit. So here you see the most strongest players in Europe. In this case, it was Elian and Mirta, both at the moment in Jena in JIGS house. Do you know, is it possible to buy them? I really want them. And I saw there's no card of mine. I'm a bit not okay with that.
I can tell a little bit more about them. So it was my parents' idea on the first step. Like they wanted to create some collection cards of Russian strong players, so they could sell them on tournaments, for example, and people would know like heroes of our small Russian Go world. And then I got another idea, and we connected them in one. So the idea was to measure how strong are players in different stages of the game, like Josef, Useki, fighting, and 3 more. I did some measurements. There is even a video about them on the channel.
It's so cool, really. But my question is, can I buy them? I want to have them. That's so cool.
I guess you cannot buy them yet. Maybe you could buy them later when there will be tournaments, and my parents will sell them. Otherwise, I have no idea.
Okay. I really think this is a brilliant idea. And I really hope in the future you will surprise us with a lot of more projects, because this is really what the Go world needs. And you are so creative and you are doing so many cool things. So I really wish you continue like that. And yeah, with that, I would like to thank you very much, Slava, and see you hopefully next time with your next project.
Thank you. Thank you very much too.
See you. Bye-bye.
I feel awkward. See you.
Thank you, Slava, for the interview. And let's move to the Sumego section. As you know, whoever gets 75 points wins a prize from our JIGS team. And last week we had a new winner, which I forgot to announce. It was Ole Ville. And this week we have another participant who managed to get over 75 points. It is Johanna Ville. So these are the correct solutions to the double-digit cube problem. I think the third problem was a bit tricky, but maybe the most tricky problem this week was the first problem in in the single-digit Q section. Why was it tricky? I think many participants didn't get the full number of points for that problem because the variation was not completely perfect. It was almost like the one shown, but with additional moves which make what? Which turn the two-stage ko into a direct ko. Study this position a bit more carefully to see that it is not good for white to change the ko in that variation. In the done competition, we had another interesting problems, and Philip is managing to surpass next and next participants. And these are the new problems. So solve them and send them by email, the best, or maybe some other way by Telegram to our JIGS team and take part in the competition. The Go piece of the week this time is Go in Haiti. So you can see that Go is really an international game, and everyone can play, and everyone plays Go in many countries. As always, we ask you to help us, to support us with your own news about your own Go projects, about tournaments, or about anything more you want to see in these shows. So please support us, please collaborate with us, and see you next Monday at 8:30. As always, as each week. Bye bye.